This is Dalgarnock Holm, not far from Thornhill in Dumfries and Galloway. And in the walls here is the old, or was the old parish church of Dalgarnock. Although the parish ceased to exist in 1606. There was a village across to the east, of which nothing remains, and there was also an annual fair here, or tryst as it was called. Robert Burns mentions it in one of his poems. There's been a religious site here since at least the 11th century.
Just below the small wood is the site of St Ninian's Well. It's very overgrown now. As you enter the burial ground, you can see the white Northumberland cross that commemorates the 57 Covenanters who died in Nithsdale, 54 men and 3 women. The base of the original church cross is now entwined within the tree base of a beech tree on the left-hand side. Conventicles were the religious meetings of the Covenanters. One was held here in 2003. The original church font has been brought back from Closeburn Parish Church. The base has been made out of a couple of what looks like pre-Reformation tombstones. One seems to have the heart of the Douglas family on it, and there are several symbols of mortality, such as the winged angel and the hourglass. This is a very early 1675 grave. The site of the original Kirk is that raised rectangular area in the middle of the churchyard. The stones have been robbed and used elsewhere, possibly even to build the wall around the burial ground. You can see on this very old gravestone the scissors that represent the cutting of the thread of life. James Harkness is an extremely famous Covenanter. It was he who led the Enterkin raid, which released 7 of his Covenanting colleagues. They were being taken to Edinburgh to be sold in slavery to America. You can see this is an extremely tranquil spot. Robert Burns mentioned it in one of his poems. This is the burial ground of the Lairds of Closeburn, that is, the Menteiths. Although in 1852 they sold the land to the Bairds, who only held it for a few years. This is the Gothic burial site, the tomb of one of the first of the baronets of the which became the Stuart-Menteth families. The first of the Menteths to come up to Closeburn to purchase it was a friend of Willie Stuart, who's mentioned in poems by Robert Burns, and who was the factor at the time when the Buckenites were in the area. In fact, he saved Lucky Buchan from a possible lynching or certainly a degree of physical violence. The tallest of the gravestones stands practically on the site of the old Kirk, and it was owned, or it was put in place by one of the owners of the mills up by Campbell